Well, to say that sitting in this moment of luxury and safety here in the United States Capitol, that we're chagrined and horrored by what you've told us today would not do you honor. I do have a question. I want to allow you to speak more about this. I agree with Senator Menendez. This is not about American politics. This is about human life in Syria. What you went through, Omar, as a 15-year-old shocks me. And I want to thank you for being here and having the guts to be here. And Mr. Al-Saleh, thank you for the white helmets and your leadership. But we have to hold these people accountable, and we have to stop the killing. You mentioned clearing the skies. There were some of us who supported a no-fly zone in Syria that would have saved thousands of lives heretofore. The Caesar Syria Civilian Protection Act became law in December. I agree with Senator Menendez. We need to implement that. I want to ask both of you, Mr. Al-Saleh and Al-Shugray, what can we do to help hold these people accountable? Assad, Russia, UAE is now recognizing them. These are things the U.S. can have influence on. We're not walking away. None of us want to walk away from Syria and our responsibility in that part of the world. The UN in 2016 created the General Assembly, the International Impartial and Independent Mechanism. Tell us your personal opinions about what we need to do now to help make this end and help hold these people accountable. Omar.
Thank you, Senator. I think before we think about holding al-Assad or Russia or Iran accountable, we have to stop them. Because it's like it's still going on in Syria, people dying every day, and I still like when I get in contact with any person who been newly released, he tells me like torture is like unlimited, starvation is horrible, so we have to stop them. And if not the U.S., the leader of the free world, speak up for these people or like take an action by I know the U.S. is maybe doesn't have a great relation with Turkey. Europe doesn't have it. But if we want going to support Turkey, we support Turkey for the Syrian people, not for Turkey itself. And right now, it feels like the only scenario the U.S. can do, because there is no attention to send any troops, and I understand that. Maybe it's not a good idea at all. But the U.S. has their own allies in Syria. They can support them. You have the NATO allies. You can support them in providing humanitarian assistance and stopping the killing. And what Turkey, like a lot of Syrians talking about how much they like what Turkey is doing, even if Turkey is like coming inside their countries, but the only way to survive, the only way to be protected. These people want to be protected in any way on earth. Doesn't matter who protect us, just protect us. Israel, the U.S., just protect us. Holding al-Assad accountable, there is no war on earth being as documented in the Syrian war. I even have a video of my father being killed, filmed by the soldiers who made that. I have my brother's pictures, and just to make it clear, my father looks like any other human being on earth. He's normal dad. I loved him. He loved me, and my brothers as well. So there is evidence of them being killed, and there is now we have 5 legal cases, prosecutions against the war crimes in Syria, and it's in Germany, in Spain, in France, in Norway, and Sweden. We have to support these cases, and we have to start one here in the United States, because it's like the United States have more power than Europe in doing any prosecutions. And Germany just 2 days ago started their prosecutions. They brought two guys who've been arrested just to court. They're going to start now. And the U.S. still kind of not doing enough when it comes to prosecutions. I don't think Germany have more ability to do that than the U.S., but the U.S. is waiting for something. I don't know what. I'm not the expert. I don't know what's going on, but it's still the U.S. can do more than what it's doing right now. And really bad hunt. But I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I know I have 17 seconds. I will try to make it possible. But when I was in branch 215, one of the branches, I spent almost 2 years there. The guards used every day to come, and in a period of time, to come every day and ask for somebody who speaks English. They take this person to the 6th floor, translate to some people who only speak English. And there was prisoners used to translate. I was working in the isolation rooms, that room where this dead bodies, if you look straight behind you, this girl, there's a paper and number in his head. I was writing these numbers. I was like tasked from the guard to write these numbers before Caesar take the pictures. They were using people to go up to translate. This person who translate only once and killed, go to the isolation room. I saw this person like going to the sex room and died, and second person died. Then I understood there is international prisoners, which include Americans. And so Syrians, translator, dying for the Americans. Americans should do something to protect these people there. And there is Americans in Syrian prisons. If you don't care about, if somebody doesn't care about what's going on for Syrians, there is Americans. And Layla Shwekani just died, and we didn't know what happened to Majid Kamal Maz, American citizen. We have to do anything the US had to do anything in their power. I start to speak like I'm an American. But like I feel it's amazing we can host this testimony, but it's time for action too. Thank you.
Go ahead.
استخدمت 24 مرة حق النقض الفيتو في مجلس الأمن.
Since the Russians intervened in 2015, they have used the veto 24 times in the Security Council.
لذلك أول شيء يجب أن تفعله الأمم المتحدة أو المجتمع الدولي إخراج أي قضية يتم نقاشها في سوريا من مجلس الأمن، لأنه حتى اليوم قضية طعام الشعب السوري يتم اتخاذ قرار بمجلس الأمن، وتستخدم روسيا حق النقض الفيتو مثل ما شاهدنا الشهر الماضي عندما كان التصويت على قرار الكروس بوردر.
The first thing that the United States and the international community needs to do is to take all of the conversations for the future of Syria and for saving the Syrian people out of the Security Council, because in the Security Council everything gets vetoed by the Russians. Even the issue of delivering assistance to people who are in desperate need across the borders has been vetoed last month by the Russian government.
روسيا قالتها مرارا وتكرارا لمؤسسات الأمم المتحدة بأي تقرير سيخرج يدين النظام السوري أو يدين روسيا فإنها ستستخدم حق النقض الفيزا، وهذا ما فعلته ب 28/10/2017 عندما تم تقديم التقرير من لجنة التحقيق الدولي المشتركة الجيم إلى مجلس الأمن بأن النظام استخدم الأسلحة الكيميائية السارين في خان شيخون. اضطرت تستخدم 7 مرات حق النقض الفيتو لتلغي عمل اللجنة بعدها في سوريا.
Russia vetoes anything that just merely condemns the war crimes that are being committed by the Assad regime or by Russia. And this we saw in 2017, the Russians used 7 vetoes just to stop the work of the Joint Investigative Mechanism, which confirmed the use of chemical weapons by the Assad regime in Syria.
بعد 90 يوم من الآن سيكون هناك تصويت في مجلس الأمن جديد على المساعدات الإنسانية التي تقدمها الولايات المتحدة وأوروبا، ليس روسيا التي تقدمها، لكي تسمح لها بالعبور عبر الحدود.
And in 90 days, there will be another vote at the Security Council just for the delivery of assistance, for the delivery of a bite of food to eat, assistance which is being delivered not by Russia, is assistance that is being delivered because of the United States and Europe support to the UN. But this assistance will be debated in the Security Council and can be compromised by the Russian veto.
لذلك دعني أقول بأن إن لم يمر القرار فإن مساعداتكم التي تدفعونها ستكون هي دعم لنظام الأسد وللميليشيات الإيرانية الموجودة داخل سوريا.
And allow me to say that if Russia uses its veto and stops the delivery of humanitarian assistance across the border, then all of the US funding to the UN will be in direct support of the criminal Assad regime and the Iranian militias.
Thank you,
Mr. Chairman.
Senator.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Perdue. Senator